Welcome back, everyone. It's time again to ask the attorney. Attorney Gilbert Adams is here to answer some of the legal questions that our viewers have posted. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, question number one. I want my daughter and her husband to have my land, but I'm worried if I put my names. I'm sorry, let me start that over. I want my daughter and her husband to have my land, but I'm worried if I put their names on my property deed, they could ask me to move off the land. Can they?
Well, this is a good question. It's really two questions. First, it's not as simple as putting someone's name on the deed. You have to make a new deed where the mother is the grantor or signer and gives the property to her daughter and her son-in-law. And that has to be filed at the county court. So it's not as simple as writing someone's name on the deed.
Sure.
Now, I think the real question though is, what if I do give them my property, and what if they want to kick me off, or they want me to go on? And that's an easy solution, an easy fix. Basically, she would ask for a life estate. In other words, she says, I'm going to give them the land and sign the land, but I'm going to live here for the rest of my life. And that would go in the deed and then filed with the county records.
And would protect her as long as she wants to stay on the property.
And would protect her for the rest of her life.
All right, sounds good. Question number two, my car ran out of gas and I was walking to the gas station. A cop stopped and arrested me for DWI. I had been drinking. Will the DWI hold up in court?
Well, the important thing to remember here is the state has the burden of proof to prove that you were intoxicated and that you were behind the wheel of a vehicle. Now, you do not have to take the witness stand as a witness. So, but apparently the questioner's told the police officer that perhaps he or she was drinking and so on. So if you admit those things to the police officer, yes, they do not have to actually catch them driving in order to be guilty of DWI. So that's why most criminal lawyers, and I'm not a criminal lawyer, but most criminal lawyers would say, don't help the police do their job. I'm not condoning driving and drinking, but don't help the police do their job by admitting it away.
Right, especially if you're not wanting it to hold up in court.
Correct.
All right, question number three. A man hit my car while it was parked. The police were not called. Now, the person gave me his ID and business card and told me he would take care of it. Now he won't call me back. What can I do?
You know, I hear this about once a week where people try to settle the issue out on the scene and it's not investigated by the police, and then they don't get a call back. In this particular case, the person can go to small claims court or file a lawsuit. Actually, you may have to. I would always recommend calling the police anytime there's been a collision. Now,
with it being in a parking lot, well, no, actually it doesn't even say that it was in a parking lot, but where you're hit, does that make a difference?
It
like
does.
If you're in a parking lot of a business as opposed to being on a residential street? It
does. Practically speaking, it does. Some police officers, some jurisdictions take the position that, hey, we're not going to make a report unless it occurred on the street. So, but again, try to get that report.
Of course, always best.
Always best.
All right, and as always, thank you. And if you have a question you would like answered to air on our program, just email it at asktheattorney@fox4beaumont.com, or you can call the law offices of Gilbert Adams yourself at 835-3000.